You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 85 of the Battle Heat Fans Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Granada. Alongside me, as always, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. The Heat, not so much. But I'm wondering, Danny, we've done 85 shows. Our record has to be a lot better than the Heat, right?
I don't know. Have we had more good shows than bad shows? I don't know.
I think
We're
so.
I think
I
we could
think
be
so.
about 500, and they might be 500 by the end of the season. We got 2 games left. They're lucky that they have the Wizards coming up, because if it wasn't the Wizards, they might end up 500 because it's the Wizards, and the Wizards are fighting so hard to get a top pick. They might just throw out their cheerleaders to play against the Miami Heat because that I think that NBA Tankathon has been more competitive this year than I've ever seen it before. Like the teams are really going hard at it. So the Heat are gonna probably avoid 500 just because of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. They're lucky that they play Washington tonight. And it's basically should be a win. I mean, if they lose and we come on here tomorrow after a loss, it's gonna. I mean, all hell's gonna break loose on Batter Heat fans.
No, it's just ridiculous what's happening. I don't even know how to explain it because I don't even want to. I guess we'll have to talk about the game a little bit, but the fact that 2 games in a row, they're competitive with the Raptors halfway through the second quarter. It's a game. And then I don't know where the Raptors just put their foot on the gas and leave the Heat behind. And this game, the Heat woke up in the third quarter. All of a sudden, they start hitting threes, but they still can't stop anybody. Like, it's crazy that the Miami Heat have always been known for their defense. Why don't you want to play Eric Spoelstra? Because he's a brain. He'll figure out how to take away your strength. You'll have to beat him other ways. Like, all this talk about the Miami Heat, their defense, all that, and it's just gone away. It's disappeared over the last couple weeks. Something happened after the season's over in a week or two or whenever it is. If they somehow win the play in again and make it to the first round and get eliminated, whatever. Whenever that season's over, you're gonna hear Brian Windhorst. Oh, this is what was happening. Because there has to be something happening behind the scenes. Because for such a large fall off, this season was inconsistent and up and down, but it wasn't that bad. Like when you look back, like it had good moments, it had bad moments, obviously. But the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been really effing bad. They're like 3-10 over the last 13 games. Like they're completely fallen off.
Yeah, they've lost 8 out of the last 10 games. And they haven't been playing well over the last couple of weeks. And they asked Bam Adebayo yesterday after the game, what does he think? And he's like, look, we just need to win one right now. And I agree, Danny. They just need to win one game. It's been very hard to beat teams who aren't the Washington Wizards and who aren't the Charlotte Hornets and
The
just
Brooklyn
teams that aren't
Nets
in
and
the
the
playoffs. Those
Pacers.
are the teams that the Heat
Yeah.
win against. So it's been tough if you're not playing those teams. And look, we're destined. We're destined for the play in this year.
Oh no, we're locked
Um,
in. We're locked in
yeah,
already.
we're locked in. We're locked in
Yeah.
for the play in. I mean, at this point, you got to win the last 2 games to see if you can at least get home court advantage for one of those 2 games because you've been so bad on the road this season that you want to have the games at home. So, I mean, hopefully they can do something to make up a little bit of ground and get the 9 or the 8 seed instead of the 10. That way they can have, one game at home. But yeah, Danny, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. It's looking like it's going to be one and done in the play-in, and I mean, at least I won't have to go and suffer anymore to the games.
Um, I was talking about it on the last episode about how this could possibly well, you know what? Let me not even bring that up. What would you rather? Would you rather lose in the play-in and end up in the lottery and keep your fingers crossed that maybe by some crazy chance you get a top pick, or would you rather go on a run that takes you to the either the second or third round of the Eastern Conference? You don't make it to the NBA Finals, but you make it to either the second round or maybe even the East or maybe the third round of the Eastern Conference. You don't make it to, I'm sorry, you don't make it to the NBA Finals, but you could possibly make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or even the second round. Would you take a run like that? Or would you take just let's just go to the lottery?
I mean, I would take a run like that. It's been so
I would.
long that
I would.
that the
I
Heat
wouldn't.
have played so well. I would love to see them play well for an extended stretch here of a couple of weeks and win the
No.
couple of games in the play-in and make the
But you know what happens if that happens? What happens there is that Pat Riley's like, I knew it. I knew we had a squad. I knew we had a squad. Look, we did it
nah,
again.
Danny,
That
nah.
Heat
It's
culture shit, man. No, Pat Riley's got to get over that shit. He keeps thinking that he can put together this fucking team, keep running it back, and that they're gonna keep making runs. That's why they've been stuck in this situation because they keep making runs with these teams that aren't supposed to make runs. You got to just go for the lottery, man. I don't want to run. If they make it a run right now, they'll run it back next year. They'll re-sign Norman Powell. They'll bring back Tyler Hero. They'll have Bam Adebayo go ahead run this team, and you're gonna run it back again. If they make
I
a
don't think
run,
so.
yes, they will.
I
If
don't
they
think
make
so.
a run, if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, you don't think, and this again, this is all hypothetical because there's no chance to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But in a hypothetical world, you don't think that Pat Riley would run it back once he sees it to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, no, I don't think so.
I,
I
I
think
do.
I think the
I'm scared of him
season.
running it back now.
Nah, he's not gonna run it back. He's not gonna run it back. I don't think that I think they're gonna do something this summer. They have to move some pieces, bring in some new guys and figure this thing out and get Bam a little bit more help because right now, I mean, neither Tyler Hero nor Norman Powell is helping Bam. Bam is the only guy who's doing something on the team over the last couple of weeks. Last night he had 20 and 10 and he becomes the third Heat center to average 20 and 10 after Alonzo Mourning and Shaq. And that's big. That's big for Bam, but I don't think Pat Riley's going to run it back. Even if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, I think it'll just be, a lightning in a bottle type of situation if that happens. I mean, I would love for that to happen. It sucks because they're going to keep charging me for my tickets, but if they're winning, it's fun. The problem is when they play like last night, it's just not fun.
And then I feel like a dick, but whatever. I'm gonna do it anyway. The whole Bam Adebayo thing, 20 and 10. He's averaging exactly 20.0 points per game. Without that 83-point game, he's not at 20 points per game. He hasn't been consistently scoring at a high threshold. He can barely get you 20 a night.
He got it
Bam
last
isn't
night.
that guy. But a couple nights ago, he had a 7. Was it? It was. I think it was against the Raptors the first game.
Yeah, he had 7 points. He dropped a
I don't
ton.
know. I'm here just being frustrated. I guess it's just frustrating. It's a frustrating end to the season, and it's not even over. We still got 2 games left, and like I said, watch by some miracle they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think I'd be more upset. I mean, I know as I'm watching it, it'll be exciting, but then when they're like, okay, we're gonna run it back, then I'm gonna get upset again.
I mean, the only negative part of the Heat going to the Eastern Conference Finals is the fact that we're going to have to continue to wake up at 6 in the morning for a few more weeks. That's the only negative part that I see there. Other than that, I would love for them to make a run into the Eastern Conference Finals because again, it's more fun when the Heat are playing good and they're winning and they're making it to the playoffs and far in the playoffs. It's more fun. It's more fun for the fan base. It's more fun for the city
While
and
it's
uh
happening,
and
yeah.
and and that's what we need. That's what we need from this team. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they'll end up probably losing in the play-in, just like you won and getting a lottery pick. But who's available? What you want? One of the Boozer brothers?
No, I want AJ Dembangsta. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I haven't, or Morris Peterson. Those 2 kids are supposedly franchise players. And I mean, the thing is, okay, so I don't know if you heard the last episode, but and maybe we'll talk about it before the draft or before the lottery. But Luca gets traded, the Mavs get the first pick. Anthony Davis gets traded, the Pelicans get the first pick. LeBron leaves, the Cavs get the first pick. The NBA pays back their dues. The NBA owes the Miami Heat. They owe them for what happened with Terry Rozier. It's time to pay us. It's time to
That's
give
not
us
going
that
to
first
happen.
pick.
It's not going
I
to
don't
happen.
know.
They always hate on the Heat, man. The NBA hates Miami. All sports leagues hate Miami franchises. Everybody just jealous of Miami.
It is paradise.
It's not gonna happen though. No way they get the first pick.
No, but I rather those chances than going out there having a, even if it's the second round, getting eliminated in the second round. All of a sudden, Pat Riley standing back. It's like, I knew it. All I need is 1 or 2 more role players, and of supporting pieces, and we got this. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't.
I don't think he's going to say that. Not after what the season that we all had to live through and see what's going on. I mean, I think it's
This is
obvious
the
that
4th year in a row that we've gone through this.
yeah, but the teams have been different, and there's been injuries in the season, and you had different players back then. You could afford to go into the play-in because you had a 1A in Jimmy Butler on your team that you knew that in the playoffs he was going to show up and you could make things happen. Unfortunately, you don't have that type of player on your team anymore. You just have 1Bs or 2s on your team, 2s and 3s, and you can't afford to do that. Unfortunately, you don't have that go-to player who can get you a bucket whenever you need one. And that's the reason the Heat have been struggling over the last few weeks. They just don't have that one player who can get them that bucket when they need it. And they go through stretches of just no points. Last night, they gave up, it was like a 25-2 run to the Raptors in the second quarter. And yeah, they had a run in the third quarter to bring it to within 6, but then they got tired and they got smoked.
Yeah. Well, it's a frustrating end to the season. I'm looking here. You know that if Bam manages to stay at 20 points per game, which isn't a guarantee, it'll only be the second time in his career that he averages 20 points per game.
Yeah. And
you know what? Bam's a great player. I don't want to make that sound like he's not. I know I have people in the comments like, oh, Bam sucks. Bam doesn't suck. Bam just isn't the number one guy on the team. But Bam's really good. He's just not the number one. And he's been put in that position since Jimmy left. And that's not him, unfortunately. I don't know. I got nothing else to say. Talon, you got any final words?
No final words today, man. I'm just looking forward to tonight's game and hopefully
win, right? Because we should win. That would be the last dub of the season.
We'll be back tomorrow morning to talk about a dub, right?
No, that's what I hope so. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please 5 stars in the comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Heat's final win of the season. So until the next one, have a good one.